Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video. We're exploring the crystal Champagne Aura Quartz. Champagne Aura Quartz was created by fusing clear quartz with any combination of gold, iron, platinum and indium, and it creates this beautiful kind of soft brown coloured crystal, just like the drink it's named after. Now, just like when we think of champagne, it's all about celebration and joy. This is exactly the energy of this crystal. It's really interesting when you explore those four different metals. Gold is all about expansion and joy. You've got iron, which is about sensibility, and we'll talk about that as well. Platinum is very much about an angelic realm and lifting up into the heavens, and indium is about going into realms that you're not familiar with. Indium's really good for helping you with Akashic record work or past life work, or going where you haven't gone before. Again, expanding your horizons. So we've got three metals there: gold, platinum and indium, which help you to expand your horizons, and iron kind of tethers you in to make sure that you're sensible. And that's exactly what Champagne Aura Quartz is about. Now, some people do have an issue with Champagne Aura Quartz because it is created in a man-made environment. It's clear quartz and those metals put in a heated vacuum and they fuse together. So it's kind of a natural reaction in a man-made environment. So this is the Aura Quartz is the only man-made crystals I feel comfortable working with, because something artificial isn't included. It's just metals, pure metals, with the quartz fusing and creating this beautiful color in this case, or depending on if you change the metals around, you can get pretty much every color of the rainbow. But here we're going to explain and explore Champagne Aura Quartz and how you could use this in your life. Just like we use champagne for celebration, use your Champagne Aura Quartz for celebration as well. By wearing it or gritting it around a space, it encourages people to be sociable and mingle and get along harmoniously, and stops any gossiping or bitching. It's really nice to put a piece or two at the front entrance of your house if you're having a party, or just any time, to stop any unwanted guests crashing your house or crashing your environment. But you don't have to wait for a party to get your Champagne Aura Quartz out. It's great for just getting any group to get along really well. If you're doing any group work at work, you might want to have some Champagne Aura Quartz, or even at home it can help to create an atmosphere of harmony. It works really nicely if you pop this and a golden candle next to each other and allow that candle to shed its light along with that crystal energy around the space, creating a really harmonious, balanced place where people are getting on, and it's a celebration of life rather than a battle of life or anything like that. The golden nature of Champagne Aura Quartz helps to heal the body on all levels: physically, mentally, emotionally and spiritually. So if you're going through a rough time and you need a bit of golden light and support, this is going to be a really powerful crystal to have with you. It's also really good at helping to find or help to solve or balance any conflicts between the heart and the head, or the instincts and the morals. Now, once you're feeling nice and balanced, then this is going to be a really nice one to help to bring spontaneity into your life, to go out there and explore new things. It's really great when you're, if you're starting a new job, moving to a new city, meeting new friends or anything like that, then have a bit of Champagne Aura Quartz and allow its energy to bring that fun to that. If you've been in a relationship for a while and it's starting to get a bit mundane, again, Champagne Aura Quartz around the space and you working with it can bring that spontaneity and joy and playfulness back to the relationship. Now, if you're a Monday to Friday salary worker and you fear that life might be getting a bit mundane, wearing this each day as you travel to work and go home will allow you to start to find different things that you can kind of spice up your life with. And as you work with this more, what you'll find is it will really start to bring in all these kind of unusual and joyful possibilities, which will make life so much more of a celebration and a joy each and every day. Remember before I said that Champagne Aura Quartz contains iron, and iron is really good at grounding us. So although the crystal has a real carpe diem kind of energy about it, it doesn't allow you to get too drunk with excitement and joy and do something stupid. It helps to keep us grounded and sensible when we're out socializing, so that we're altruistic, so that we're considerate, and we actually end up leaving a really good impression on other people. It's also really nice for helping with anxiety and stress. If you're getting overwhelmed by anything at all, then definitely working with Champagne Aura Quartz will allow you to lighten up and to feel that joy. It's good for panic attacks or for spiritual or healing crisis. Then you definitely want to have your Champagne Aura Quartz around if anything starts to go a little bit untoward. Having this around the home can also help to ground and bring a real homely energy and attract good spirits and good guides like your spirit guides, your angels, animal totems, nature spirits into the space that are going to be really kind of beneficial for the space. This is definitely one that will help to detract paranormal activity as well. So if you are doing anything like seances or working with the other side, it might be a good idea to have a bit of champagne aura quartz because of that light, joyous golden light. It'll help to make sure nothing goes too seriously wrong. One of the great things about quartzes is that they amplify energy and amplify the energy of other crystals around them. Now, aura quartzes, they're already amplifying the metals that they're bound with, but they also have a bit of color healing properties about them as well. So any golden or brown kind of crystal will really benefit from being worked with champagne aura quartz. You know, some of my favorite ones I love, you can see here I've got a smoky Lemurian seed crystal with some champagne aura quartz, a really nice bond there. So any kind of smoky quartz will work really well with champagne aura quartz. You'll find some natural citrines, they'll have a browny tinge to them. These go really well with champagne aura quartz. You know, there's other brown crystals you get like tiger iron, bronzite's really nice, chiastolite. One of my favorite tektites, which is found in Australia, called Darwinite, goes really nicely with champagne aura quartz as well. It'll bring a joyous and uplifting and amplify the effects of those crystals. So whatever you're using that crystal for, add some champagne aura quartz and it supercharges it, and you'll get a much more powerful effect. Before you do any serious work with any crystals, it's a really good idea to cleanse them first, and champagne aura quartz is no exception. Because it has that joyous, highlighted kind of energy, it's really nice to cleanse with the sun. So I'll pop this out in the sun, maybe when the sun is rising for the first few hours of the day, or when the sun is setting at the end of the day, and allow it to find its own natural balance and reconnect with that joy, especially when I've been using it a lot. Now, to get the most out of your crystals, try working with other gifts of nature as well. I love working with animal guides, and there's two different ones that can be really nice to work with when you're working with champagne aura quartz. The first one is the antelope. The antelope helps us to be upbeat and positive and to rise above all those things that try and drag us down while not neglecting our responsibilities. When you think about the antelope and how they're very, you know, they trek over the earth, so they have a good understanding of the earth, but they're quite light on their feet as well. And it's that balance, and that's what champagne aura quartz gives us as well. The other animal that I like to work with this is the canary. This beautiful songbird just sings joy and brings light and loveliness to wherever we may be. So if you want to, when you're socializing, especially if you want to be upbeat and positive, call in that canary energy and, you know, like that beautiful songbird, start to speak words that are beautiful, inspirational, and lighten the heart of yourself and other people as well. On a mundane level, if you do have a canary, putting a bit of champagne aura quartz nearby, the energy of the two, the birds singing beautifully, especially in the morning, and the champagne aura quartz will help to bring joy and love and that lovely energy into your space. If you're working with either canary or antelope on a metaphysical level, try drawing them in when you're meditating. Visualize yourself in a place in nature. It may be somewhere you've been or somewhere you just create in your mind, and then invite either canary or antelope or both in and allow them to interact with you and just see what happens, see what guidance they offer you. And it'll be really interesting as you hold your champagne aura quartz as your guide. Plant-wise, a really interesting plant that can work really nicely with champagne aura quartz is mustard, and especially mustard seeds, which are highly protective. If you're having that party that we were talking about before, sprinkle some around your entrance and that will detract unwanted guests just as the crystal does. It's also really good at detracting unwanted paranormal activity, so sprinkling mustard seeds around is renowned for scaring them off as well. This, of course, astrologically resonates with the sun, and so the most powerful day to work with your champagne aura quartz would be on a Sunday. So, have you worked with champagne aura quartz? It's not the easiest to find, but when you find it, brings so much joy into your life. I'm almost giggly holding this after the whole time I've been filming this video. So please, I'd love to hear about your experiences with that champagne aura quartz, and so would the rest of our earth-loving community. So please, leave a comment in the section below, telling us how you feel when you work with your champagne aura quartz. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Barralet. Blessed be.